we supply the water.
Spare another snack. Hello again, sports fans, and welcome to the chat. Alongside Corey Smith, I'm Jeff Cook. This is the first show in March 2025, March 4th, week. Excuse me, week number 873 of the program. Where shall we begin?
I mean, we're marching into the month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
March 4th, the only day of the year that is a command. Kyle Clark, I credit him for that one. I don't know that he made it up, but...
I put that on the tee there for you since we talked about that before
I
the
know,
show.
I know,
So,
I
yeah.
know. Well, I thank you, yeah. So, hottest seat in sports, anybody we should... I mean, the Eagles cut Darius Slay. I mean, I guess that can get you in the hot seat. He doesn't have a job right now.
He might have a job next week when the new calendar season starts on. Tampering can start on Monday, the legal tampering, but I think signing happens on Wednesday, so he might be on a new team by Wednesday there. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If there's a backstory, I'm not familiar with it. He's generally regarded as one of the better cornerbacks in the league. Maybe he's getting a little long in the tooth. Maybe they have somebody on the roster that they think is going to grow and develop and supplant him and be cheaper.
I think it's just what you're saying. I think the cost for him is just went too high. I think they can save money and then go in a different direction there. I think it's not him. I think it's just about where he's at in his career. They're just going in a different direction there.
And they took that money and they gave Saquon Barkley an extension.
Yes, the highest paid running back, first running back to make over $20 million in a season.
Oh, wow. It's like $1 million a game, more than $1 million a game. You got, 17 games? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say the Eagles for signing Barkley, shining star. What are your thoughts? Hot seat?
Hot seat, I'm going to go on the court. I'm going to go with the Charlotte Hornets. They have lost 7 in a row.
Are they tanking?
Well, with my numbers, it might sound like tanking. They have lost 6 of their last 7 by double digits during this 7-game losing streak. And they're only 3 games better than the worst record in the league of the Washington Wizards. So it is just some bad ball there with LaMelo.
Now,
it's
and now you have this where even you're the last team, the worst team. You don't necessarily get the top pick anymore. They have the ping pong ball thing, kind of like it's the lottery, all right.
I think the top 3 teams have the best chance.
Well, they have more balls, so to speak.
But see what happens there. But just looking at that there, that was the low hanging fruit. So I went with the Hornets. With the
I wonder how many other teams are tanking. I wonder about my Sixers. Man, they lost to Portland by 20 last night. That's
Embiid's done for the year.
He's done for the year. Donovan Clingan had a double-double. The rookie out of UConn. Is Danny Hurley on the hot seat at all? I mean, I guess we have high expectations when you have back-to-back national championship squads, and now
they're going to make the tournament, but they're not going to be that.
They're not going to be a top 4 seed, are they? I mean, probably not. But what, 6, 7 losses? I don't know. Could you see them being a 3rd or 4th seed?
Year.
They could, because they certainly have talent, and.
Right now they are projected. Let me find it here. UConn. They're projected to be an 8 seed. So that is
far from 4.
Far from grace from where they were last year as that overall 1 seed there. But
halfway through the bracket. Well, I guess, what are there, 68 teams still?
Yeah, 68. Once you get through that first 4, then you're down to 64, what the regular bracket is there. But Speaking with that there, my shining star, I'm going to go with women's basketball. I'm going to go with TCU. They won the Big 12 after being rival Baylor 51-48 on Sunday. Now, 2 years ago, TCU only had one conference win in the Big 12, and then last year they were actually having tryouts to start the season because they had so many injuries. So where they were at 2 years ago and where they're at right now is just a ways difference. They're number 10 team in the nation, so.
Well, with the
definitely
transfer
taking a shot.
rules, the portal, the NIL, you can turn it around quickly.
Very quickly there, yeah.
I just want to thank you for last week lining up our guests, Micah McIncherry and Izzy Seitz, and their head coach, Rick Keller. So thank you to them for being with us, and they had one of their teammates calling in, so I'm sure they had fun with that.
There, so.
Yeah, not heckling.
I think Rick's daughter called in, kind of like, hey, I see you on TV, and it was a
Can I be your agent?
It was a very fun, show there.
Yeah. Did we even do Hottest Seat in Sports and Shining Stars?
I think we grazed past that.
All right. Well, I don't know.
You
You mean graze like with a bullet, or
just kind of skim through it,
graze like when you're in a pasture and you're a cow eating grass? I mean, that kind of graze? No, the first kind.
or some-
okay.
yeah.
All right.
But I guess sticking with the NBA there, the Mavs are really, getting the injury bug now because Kyrie is out for the season with an ACL.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
and of course, they traded Doncic.
Yep.
And now you're starting to hear some dirt being tossed around, and he was hitting the sauce and gaining weight, and some other things that were mentioned. So I guess they're trying to justify it. But
Anthony's still out with the groin injury. So
yeah, and you do know what that is.
yes. So he's out. At this point in time, I don't see.
See how we learn together on
absolutely. It's
the air.
the
Live TV brings out the best in all of us.
Right now the Mavs are tied with the, they're a game back from Minnesota and Sacramento. But I just.
What seed?
Dallas is the 10th
6th
seed right now.
Okay, so they're in the play. They're in the play, and
you have lots
looking at the play. And
but with so many injuries there, I see Phoenix maybe passing them, maybe Portland. I did say San Antonio will make the playoffs, but that's way going now with
Wemby out
for the season there. So
Castle, he could be rookie of the year. He's had a nice season.
I could see that, yeah.
For San Antonio. But let's see high school. Let's see who we're missing on the local level. The Biglerville Canner girls are still in the state tournament. Mm-hmm. And collegiately, Gettysburg College women are going to be hosting a first-round weekend event, and the men travel to Wesleyan College in Middletown, Connecticut.
Whoa!
So they lost in overtime to Johns Hopkins in the conference championship game, but got in as a wild card or whatever you want to call it. So congratulations to them and their coaching staffs and players. And Biglerville Canners, they're still alive. Got a lot of wrestlers still in the hunt. So and then collegially, Levi Haynes having a great year. I mean, Penn State, I don't know, seems like a shoe-in to win yet another national title. I don't know how many they've won, but like 9 out of 10 or something astronomical. Their coaches, and the only time he's ever lost is as a coach. He never lost in high school or college.
That's remarkable.
Cale Sanderson, is that his name? Yeah, something like that. But anyway, a legend. And now we had a chance to talk to Montana DeLauder recently, and she's thinking Olympics possibly. So
maybe 2028 there in the LA or 2032 there.
Well, yeah, you got to go for the 28. It's only 3 years away, but she'd still be. Well, she's going to be out of college. I think is she a senior? I think she's a senior.
Senior,
this year,
yes.
So yeah.
You did get that name right there, Sanderson.
Yeah.
For Penn State there. But
Amazing. So, yeah, so we've been showing, we haven't done any live games recently, but there are plenty in the can. Mm-hmm. And you can go back to, whatever happened to Throwback Thursday? We kind of stopped doing it.
Oh, we still have,
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Just without the fanfare.
I think that's on the
hype.
channel there. but
Okay,
yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
Because
so
I know
one-
people really dig that old stuff. They probably get on the phone or text up, hey, you won't believe what's on. Our
So-
game from,
Yeah, I saw one from last week. It was from like 1997, 98. I think it was a baseball game there. So
Little League?
it was Little League.
Yeah, that's okay. And my line, what my son was playing, my line was, some call it nepotism, we call it programming.
I like that.
So, baseball is a tough sport to do with one camera, but Little League, I even did some Teener League games where they're playing in pretty much the full-size field. But Little League, you have a lot of strikeouts, walks, and when they do put the ball in play, you kind of pan as you're trying to get the ground ball and see if they get to play it first. I think I've told this story before. Fred Casey was one of the early tremendous volunteers we had here at Community Media, Adams County Television in those days, but he was running the camera and we were doing a baseball game. And I think they didn't have a fence, so we couldn't be in center looking in. We were behind the plate somehow at some kind of angle looking out. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a pop-up like a Texas League bloop between the infield and the outfield. What is the most important question? Whether the ball is going to be caught or not, right?
Yes.
Well, Fred, God bless him, he's showing the guys running around the bases like, oh boy, okay, but So your familiarity with sports really makes you very adept at the camera work because you understand the focus of the play.
It's almost like baseball. You need like 2 cameras or 3 cameras. You need the base camera.
Yeah.
You need the wide shot camera. So.
Sure, and I mean, we're not to the point where we can calculate launch angles and.
No, yeah, we're not doing the analytics of.
Well, I mean, just the hardest part of running the camera for football, the pun.
The
It's
punts.
the pun. Yeah,
I
the
just
punning.
did the wide shot. It took
Yeah,
me
you
a
do
while.
exactly, and then maybe you can zoom in once the ball's caught. I
At
know.
the apex there, and it's going down there. But
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
always a challenging. But after 4 seasons, I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah,
there.
and that's why basketball is kind of like tennis, but you zoom in on free throws and capture the personality of the guy or gal at the line. So
Typically, when they're at that 3-point arch, I just kind of zoom out. You get all 10 players on the court.
oh yeah,
just kinda
yeah,
go
and
from
it's basically the view you get on ESPN. I mean, but they have more than one camera, obviously. But that's the nice thing about football. When you go to a game live, you don't have 100 cameras. I mean, I know they're jumbotrons and all that, but basically you're watching it with your 2 eyes, and so we are your 2 eyes when we're doing a game. And
Yep.
I always
I'm
think,
the eyes that people see, and then
Yeah.
you're the ears that people can hear.
if they choose.
I mean, we have
Let's
the scoreboard.
mute that. I'm sick of this guy. But yeah, but I always think of the people that, I always say this, they're in a nursing home or Aunt Betty in California. People that they can't be there, and unless we have some kind of copyright issue, like halftime, maybe they can see their grandchild in the band and the cheerleaders, and I usually say, don't try this at home.
Yeah.
And they do some death-defying acts, throwing ladies up in the air. They always seem to catch them. which is a good thing.
You know, and looking back at the games that we did, the locals, the games from 2024 to 2025, for the fall games, I mean, they were relatively nice weather. I mean, there's no
Yeah, oh,
rain
yeah.
or anything
Oh,
like
yeah.
that there. So,
Yeah,
you know,
we didn't
kinda
have.
dodged that bullet.
Oh, I know. I just always remember this one game, Redland at Gettysburg, across the way before the renovations to the stadium and the old press box, and just raining in buckets, and it might even have gone to overtime. We were out of harm's way, but just the field was just getting destroyed, and it ended up Redland won 3-0 on a field goal.
Wow, what a!
And that's, did you do the 5-0 game at New Oxford?
I missed that one. I think that was.
Was Mark?
Was that 2020 or is that?
It was, I think it was 21 or 22.
I think I just missed that there, but I heard about that. You know, low scoring, almost baseball
5-0,
type of
yeah.
score. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Gettysburg kind of ran out of players at the end, and they had, you know, they had, all you had to do is score a touchdown, you win the game. But that's what I mean. Coach Warner's had quite a career. I know I'm jumping all over the place
no,
here. It's unscripted, but Coach Warner he's done quite a job here at New Oxford. I think the people appreciate him. And you know, it's Matt Heiser at Gettysburg. Suddenly, there's talk of, oh, they're going to open the position. Well, okay, so you can apply to keep the job you've done for over 10 years, and are they going to tell you, well, you know, even though you've been doing the job for 10 years, you're not good enough? Or, I mean, I don't want to say too much more because I don't know all the facts, but I know Coach Heiser's been very solid with us and always willing to talk, even in the good times and the bad. And his players seem to really be in his corner. He had a lot of support at the school board meetings. So interesting. See how it plays out. And I saw something else. Is John Defoe back as athletic director at Bermudian? I saw some mention of that, and I thought he was a principal. Maybe he's doing both, but
Yeah, I'm not too sure about
yeah,
that.
we'll figure out once I get the schedules for football. And by the way, we're going to England and France, but we get back August 12th, so I should be good
I
this
think
year.
so, yes. I think the first game is probably the third week of August there.
Yeah, it would be the 20-something,
Yeah.
right? I mean, yeah, so.
Yeah, we missed the first week, and then we did 2 soccer games there.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, because we had to go see Bruce. We didn't have to, but Bruce Springsteen for.
Can't miss the boss there.
Oh yeah, I know. It was amazing. 3 hours he played, never sat down, took a drink of water or anything else, and just kept going from one song to the next. I saw him in 1975 and 76, so he still has the energy. Amazing. He's older than I am.
You know, that was, you know, number of decades ago there. So, I mean, still
Try
going
50
strong
years.
there,
Oh,
yeah.
50 years. So yeah, which means he was a phenomenon at age, what, 24, 25? Mm-hmm. And Golden Bill Gallant, I went to see Complete Unknown,
Wow.
the Dylan movie. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I did not see that yet.
But do you follow the Oscars at all?
I did not know.
I didn't really either. I guess Demi Moore didn't win.
Yeah, they're calling her like the Matt Ryan of football. You know, can't get the
Yeah,
Super
there are other people like that have never won. Yeah,
Charles
never.
Barkley or
Yeah,
something like that.
never
there,
won the
but
big one.
Any big upsets, or I mean, what did you see from the award show, or did you just kind of just see the?
I didn't, I saw so few of the movies. It really wasn't fair to say, oh, this person should have won. And I don't watch those shows. Was there any controversy this year? I didn't hear about anything.
I didn't hear.
I guess
anything
Will
in 2
Smith's
months
not
there,
allowed back yet.
There's no slap in the action there, so.
I think he's on probation. If he can come back, try to come back after
He's
a
got
certain number of
5 years,
years.
or something
Yeah.
like that there. I guess going to the
This is a
diamond.
sports show,
The
but we might as well
diamond.
talk the weather too, because my car said it was up to 59 on the way here. It doesn't seem that warm. It's still like a chill in the air.
Let me see here. What is the weather? Let's see.
Yeah.
The weather is, since we're down this path,
Oh, yeah, it's unscripted. We could talk.
it's 50.
Kind of a slow week in sports.
It's a little slow once we get in that March Madness there.
Yeah,
a couple
and
weeks
the
there.
baseball picks up. Now it's all, of course, Ohtani hits a homer, his first at bat of the
First at bat,
preseason.
it's like,
And he's really going to pitch. We'll see.
got enough,
They got a 6-player rotation. I guess does
almost
that
go with
include
7
Kershaw?
Yeah. That might make it 6 there, but it's supposed to be rainy tomorrow in the 50s there. So
Oh, it's going to rain all day?
It's gonna rain all
We're
day
going to have rugby practice tomorrow at 4:15? Is it supposed to be raining then?
probably for most.
I can get some rugby guys on from my team. I can get them on sometime
Yeah.
to take a break in their academic work.
But yeah, looking at baseball, we're a few weeks away. We're actually about 2 weeks away from the first real baseball games being played. That's the Dodgers and the Cubs playing in Japan. So we have, I think it's a 2-game series with the Cubs and the Dodgers. Those games will be
Cubs
starting.
have any Japanese players? I know the Dodgers have at least 3.
Yeah, they got Shota.
Okay. Oh,
Iganama,
yeah.
from.
So they'll try to get him to pitch one of
He'll
those
probably
games.
pitch the second game or the first game or something like that there. I think the Cubs probably have about like 3 Japanese players there on their roster there.
So 3 on each team?
I think the Dodgers probably have
At least 3. They have Yakamoto and
They got
the new
Roki.
guy.
Yamamoto,
Ohtani.
Ohtani.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably have 3 as well. So,
Interesting. It'll be big in Japan.
but yeah, that game is like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Our time?
Standard time there. So it's gonna
I'm
be.
usually up then anyway. World Baseball Classic. I see that's going on now.
Yeah. So
Is
we
the
have-
U.S. not in it?
These are the qualifiers. These
Okay.
are the qualify for next year for the 2026.
All right. So is the U.S. Do they have to qualify?
They're basically
They're already in.
They just put their thumb down. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
in.
Where you had the great drama. Was that last year? Ohtani must have been 2 years ago.
that
Ohtani
was
striking out Trout.
2022, I believe. I think they play
3
every,
years ago.
Yeah, because
They
they
play
have
every
the World
4 years,
Baseball
like
Classic
the
every
Olympics.
4 years. It was a little bit longer because of the COVID and all that there. So I think it was 2020 or 2018, and then they had it in 2022 or 2027. Or
Was that a car, by the way? That giant.
Was a car there? Yeah.
But
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But yeah, what I'm seeing on MLB Network is just teams qualifying. I think I saw Brazil and Chile.
Yeah, Colombia was on against somebody the other night. I forget, but
Yeah, I'm not sure how the qualifier works there, but your bigger countries are already in there. So Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Canada, United States are in there. So it's just a matter of filling out the rest of the bracket there. But yeah, looking at the baseball, I saw a report that Rob Manfred is considering removing Pete Rose from the ineligible list to eligible to be voted into the Hall of Fame. So
Trump's supposedly going to give him a pardon.
yeah, I'm not sure what that does for baseball-wise. I mean,
Well, I think he can only pardon him for federal offense, which one of his charges was tax evasion, so he
Yeah.
could pardon him for that.
but I mean,
But I don't think he's banned from baseball because of that as much as for the gambling issue. And so, anyway, now we're segueing from the weather to sports to politics, back to
Just bouncing all over,
entertainment. By the way, if you want to join the conversation, 717-334-3000.
callers are welcome.
Yeah, all kinds of local racing picking up. Lincoln Speedway, Williams Grove has got to be starting soon. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
My take is with Pete Rose, if he does go to the Hall of Fame, I feel like if you're going to do this, make him eligible, it would have been nice when he's still alive.
Yeah,
To do this
right.
when he passed away in September, and now you're kicking the tires. I just felt, now you're going to do it when, the lifetime ban is over. I don't.
That's true.
Yeah.
If it's a lifetime ban, it is over.
So you look at it in that stance.
I mean, on pure talent, he deserves to be in.
Absolutely.
To what extent is the character requirement? I mean, it obviously has kept people out of the Hall of Fame. Shoeless Joe Jackson, he never got in, did he?
I don't think no.
And because of the 8 men out scandal, and so they do consider it if you betray the game. Barry Bonds, perfect example.
Yeah.
Right there, he cheated.
Roger Clemens and A-Rod and the list goes on.
Yeah,
and on with the steroids. So yeah.
So who will be the first cheater to get in the Hall of Fame?
Are they already in the Hall of Fame?
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But like guys like Sammy Sosa, not only did he take roids or whatever, but he corked his bat.
Yeah.
And he's got 606 homers or something like that, but he's never getting in the Hall.
I think eventually, in due time, they'll probably get in. Whether that's the senior committee that gets them into the Hall. I think it's going to be down the road there. I think maybe like 2030 or 2035, another 10 plus years. But I think in due time they'll probably get in. But it's just a matter of
Yeah, I mean, like Barry Bonds.
It's like once one gets in, why are you holding back?
Mark
the others?
McGuire. So it's
Or
like a
Schilling,
mention.
it's
Schilling, did he? I don't think he.
I
He's
think
not
it's the stuff
implicated
outside of.
Yeah, people don't like his political views, so they might not vote him in for the Hall of Fame.
Which I look at as what you did on the field. What you do
Yeah,
outside
I think
there.
I mean, Verlander, what has he got? 268 wins or something like that.
He's in the 260 mark there.
So, but Scherzer's where? But beyond those two, nobody really is expected to even come close to 300 wins again. So Schilling has, 220 or something like that. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't like his views, but he was a great Philly. He was a great Snake. When they won it all, he and Randy Johnson, what a 1-2 punch. So, and then, there's hope because Dave Parker, he had the cocaine scandal. Dick Allen, people just didn't like his attitude about certain things, but, they're both getting in the Hall of Fame. So, who else got in? Billy Wagner?
Billy Wagner got in. Ichiro got in this year.
Ichiro is that his? One person didn't vote for Ichiro.
One person.
Probably like a Jeter fan. Like, we want Jeter to be the only one. Or no, Rivera was.
Rivera, yeah.
He a different Yankee.
Justin Verlander 262 and Scherzer. Let me find that here. Scherzer is 216. Yeah, he is nowhere close to 300 there.
They're both in their 40s, so I think. But Scherzer's a Hall of Famer. He won 3 Cy Youngs.
Yeah, it's almost
world
the same.
title with the Nationals. Yeah.
You look at some of the pictures out there. Clayton Kershaw 212. He's not going to get 300 there, but I look at him as a Hall of Famer. Scherzer. Zach Greinke, for that matter, too. I mean, you look at his wins, 225.
Who?
Zach Greinke, I meant.
Yeah, 225?
225, still pitching there, so.
Who's he with, and how old is he? He's been kind of a interesting guy.
He is 41, and his last appearance was 2023, so
He took a year off.
Or just by no one signed him. So I would say he's not.
The time to heal.
I think he's probably done there.
Yeah.
But I can see Verlander ending up with he's in his 40s now, and he's at
Got to stay
260.
healthy though. They keep breaking down. Scherzer, same thing. They
Mm-hmm.
just can't. They're not. Even I mean, there were horses well into their 30s, but
I can see Verlander getting 270. He's at
oh
262.
yeah, what, the Giants? Is he on
Yeah.
the Giants now?
So if he gets 270, he'll be in the top 35, in wins there. So if he gets 270, he'll be tied with Mike Messina. So in that territory,
He's in the Hall of
Yep.
Fame. Mm-hmm. He made the 100, the book I read about the top 100 players. Mm-hmm. And he considered people from the Negro Leagues. And so, I mean, what was it, a year ago? The stats, they said now they include the Negro Leagues.
Yes.
So Josh Gibson is the all-time hit leader in terms of career
And there's a
average.
batting average there.
But
Yes.
Pete Rose, but nobody has more. Does anybody have more hits than Pete Rose?
I think Rose still has that.
yeah.
There, yes.
And I'm a Phillies fan, you know that. So who will ever forget the play when Bob Bush is 1980 when they won it all for the first time ever in their 130-year history. Foul ball late in the game, bounces off Bob Boone's glove, and who's there to snag it before it hits the ground? P.T. Rose, number 14. So yeah, I had no trouble with him getting in the Hall of Fame, and like you said, it's only a matter of time till these
Others.
drug cheaters get in. Yeah, interesting.
What do you think about the Phillies going into the spring training there? It seems like all the the spots are basically filled. It's just a matter of just staying healthy there.
Well, a couple of issues, which I've learned not to trust. Now we talked about clickbait, right? But this is something I have been advocating for a while. Is I know Kyle Schwarber has a lot of leadoff home runs, but he's certainly, and he's learned how to pick up a few walks along the way. But you usually don't have a guy batting leadoff who's hitting 200. Now, he had a much better year at the plate average-wise last year and continued his production home run-wise. But the projected lineup has Trey Turner at the top, leading off, Harper batting second, Bohm third, Schwarber fourth, Castellanos fifth, Stott sixth. Max Kepler. I mean, none of the moves the Phillies made were really got you
Splashing.
super excited.
Yeah.
Like, Soto going to the Mets, and the Mets made some big splashes. So I don't know about the Phillies. They'll probably be picked. I guess it depends how Acuna and Strider come back for the Braves. Phillies could be picked third in the division. The Mets.
I think it's a three-horse race there. I wouldn't sleep on the Nats. I think they're going to make some noise. By making noise, I think they're going to be a pesky team that you don't want to play.
Very good young players. They finally resolved that lawsuit. Speaking of the Nats, Masson, because they're battling over the Orioles and Nationals.
and all that
Basically,
there,
I don't understand all the details, but they said they were having it all worked out. So.
We'll see.
Bob, I always liked Bob Carpenter, great play-by-play
great
guy
announcer,
for the
yes.
Nationals, and he's had some interesting play-by-play guys. Kevin Franson and who was the guy who did it for years? Initials.
FP
Santangelo.
Yes.
Okay, something like that. Yeah, FP. Not
You're
your.
on the spot on that one.
Yeah, I know. Well, okay, so I'm having a senior moment, a mental block. The Astros second baseman, Hall of Famer, they're going to move him to left field.
Jose
Who?
Altuve.
Oh, Altuve. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I couldn't think of his name. But so what do you think about that move? Why is that? Why are they even talking about that? Guy has a Gold Glove. He's played his whole career at second base. Do they have some hot prospect?
They got some, other players around there that kicking the doorstep of coming up there. Let me see what their projected lineup is there.
And of course, Bregman is now a Red Sox, and Devers says, "Hey, I'm the third baseman." So
I think it will play itself out there eventually there, but you don't want to. I think Devers went on the wrong a little bit there. Publicly saying, "Hey, I'm the third baseman." Yes, that's your spot there, but
hey, go be DH a few games in July and August. I won't kill you.
But yeah, the Astros, they picked up Isaac Paredes, in that trade there from the Cubs there. But looking at it with Ben Gamble, being hurt there,
Is he an infielder? I thought he was an outfielder.
Outfielder. That's
Oh,
why.
that's why they
with
needed left
Altuve,
field.
that
Okay.
could go over there, but. I'm a little surprised with that move there, just with how older Altuve is there, and you put him in the outfield there, at left field there. But see how it works there. They still got Jeremy Pena at shortstop there. So
Who was an MVP in the World Series, I might add,
couple
against
years
the
ago there,
Phillies.
yeah. With Isaac Paredes, being at third, that's basically your new fill-in or new position there, taking over for Alex Bregman that went to Boston. So it's some moving parts
Well, who's
there.
second base then?
They still have Altuve is still listed at the second
Okay,
baseman
but
there.
you're saying
but
one
I
of these
can see him-
prospects, they might have plans for one of the prospects to move in. All right. Okay.
So, and then the Braves, they lost their catcher, Sean Murphy, with a cracked rib, so he's going to be out.
And Travis d'Arnaud is now with the Angels. I just read that in today's
Where-
paper. They didn't sign him.
He would have been the backup catcher there, but
Well, I mean, he always hit against the Phillies. He's had some big hits over the years. Is he a switch hitter?
Darnell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he has some big time clutch hits there. So,
What about the Orioles? What are they doing this spring?
well, they for the first time in 556 days, we saw Felix Bautista on the mound. He had 12 pitches, 2 strikeouts, and he had a player ground out. So
Everything you wanted to see.
yeah. So it was good to see Bautista. They're going to ease him in. You're not going to have a
Put him in high leverage situations right off the
back-to-back
bat.
days there. I think in the month of April they're going to just go. You pitch. You get 2 days off or something like. Just ease him in. And just see how he does throughout there. But looking at the schemes with the Orioles, their rotation is pretty much well intact there. They're going to go with, looks like Grayson Rodriguez for the opening day nod there. They got Tomoyuki Sagano, from Japan.
36.
36 there, yeah. Pitched about 15 years in Japan. Charlie Morton, 41. So he will give you innings. Uncle Charlie will give you innings. And
I just thought of a new nickname. Call them the Oldios.
Audios, yeah.
Oldios.
I mean, for the pitching wise, I mean, for the rest of the position.
That's true. Yeah, so talk about that. You have some of the really bright young stars in the game, behind the plate, in the infield.
It looks like Adley is fully healthy. I think there's
Rutschman?
Rutschman. I think there was an injury or something, or he kind of lost his ways in the second half last year. I think he was batting like 200, sometimes below 200. So if the bat's working there, you got Gunnar, but also, I mean, throughout the middle of the lineup there.
Well, I'm sure your expectations for Gunnar are a little. Or who am I thinking of? Jackson, who's the guy?
Jackson Holiday. I mean,
Holiday,
if he can, just
he's really solid.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
the
Gunnar.
shortstop.
If he plays like he did last year, he's going to be right up there with the MVP consideration there with Bobby Witt, Aaron Judge, the likes of those. So
a healthy Mike Trout.
I mean, now that he's playing right field, so kind of
Trout.
Yep, Trout's playing right field. So
take a little wear and tear off of playing center.
It'd be nice to just see Trout just play a full. Just say 130 games or something like that. There, it's been a while. We talked about this numerous times there with Trout. We just never get that full lock in with Trout. So
And then Rendon, same thing.
Yeah.
They got him from the Nationals where he
that monster
starred.
deal, yeah, right after they won the World Series, I believe it was.
Yeah,
and
yeah, and
hasn't done
he
anything.
gets hurt. So there's a lot of serendipity. Good luck to be a winner. You have to keep people healthy. Well, we've covered a wide variety of topics.
Yes, we have.
Let's talk a little college basketball.
How about Tennessee knocking Alabama on the, it was 76-76 with 3.5 seconds left in the game, and they nail a
Half quarter.
half-court shot there. That ends Bama's chances of being co-regular season champs, and it looks like Auburn's going to be the number 1 overall seed, going into the tournament. But
And their only loss was to the number 2 team,
yes,
Duke, who just has been destroying opponents. The ACC, I mean, maybe they have too many teams, but they got some bad teams too. And they always used to say, "Oh, what a great conference," and it still is. But you have Carolina looking mortal. Clemson's having a great year.
yeah.
State's kind of so-so. So yeah, Duke's kind of the class of the league right now.
And right now, I mean, Duke has won the most games in conference play. They have 18 wins or 18-1 there. But looking at the ACC in a whole, there, they will probably get maybe 4 teams there. UNC
usually they
is
get
on the bubble there. They
6
get,
or 7,
yeah.
maybe 8.
where
yeah.
the SEC is looking
UNC's
like
on the bubble. Is that what I
UNC's
agree.
on the bubble
I
there.
agree.
So
Clemson's
Duke,
gonna get
Louisville,
in,
and
too.
Clemson are
What's
in.
Louisville's record?
They're 23-6 and
Okay, well, that's
16-2
gonna
in conference play there. So,
Yeah.
I would say 3 for sure. UNC's on the bubble, and the SEC is just
Virginia, they're down. I mean, Coach Bennett, he quit right before the year started.
I believe, yeah, they had the successor right behind them.
Larinaga out of Miami. So that's 2 ACC that could be part of the reason for the downturn. These veteran coaches just say, I don't want to deal with these pampered millionaires,
And then Virginia, for that matter, is 7-11 in conference play and 14-15. So just that 500
Do you have to be
team there, yeah.
over 500 to get in the NIT? I don't know.
Well,
Probably not.
Well, if you accept the invitation there and all that there, but
Yeah.
I think by far the best conference right now is the SEC. Just the way there's so much.
Yeah, Auburn, Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky. I mean, you got I mean, again, though, it's the haves and have-nots, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, probably no conference has more money rolling in from deep pocket people than the SEC.
And then you can't forget about Missouri. Missouri and Mississippi State there as well. I mean, they're in the 20-win mark.
So
there.
you're already up to at least 6 teams out of that conference, maybe more.
Where like a bubble team is, say Vanderbilt, they're 8-8 in conference play there, but 20-9, overall.
They'll get in.
So there's so many in there, and the team that you always kind of forget about sometimes is Michigan State. Michigan
We
State.
didn't even talk about Florida and Tom Houck.
Tom Howell, yeah.
They're what, number 3 in the country?
With their, I think their loss, they fell to 5. They're 5 in the nation there, but still,
that's another
nonetheless,
SEC, SEC juggernaut. So, well, listen, we're about out of time. I'm sorry. Did you have a final thought?
Oh, I'm good there, yeah.
We are good. We're happy. Special thanks to Sean and Jordan in the control room. Stay tuned for trivia in about 15 minutes. That does it for the 873rd episode of Sports Chat. For Corey Smith, I'm Jeff Cook. See you next Tuesday and every Tuesday here on Sports Chat. Good night, everybody. Mahalo.
All right. I did not have a Will Smith slap on my